Hi everybody, this is Sherry, and I just wanted to show you some more of the 3x3 cards that I've been making. These have been so much fun to do, and you really don't have to stress over how you're going to make the card, you know, or what papers or any of this, because there's such a small space that you virtually, you know, put your image on. And even if you don't have the scallop circle punch, just, you know, cut paper, you know, your cardstock 3x6, score it in half, and you have a 3x3 square card. So, I mean, you don't have to have the scallop circle. It's just that since I have it, I love it, and I've been playing with it. You can cut 3-inch scallop circles out on your Cricut or your Silhouette or any of those die cutting machines if you don't have the punch. This just happens to be a punch that I have. And this is one of the images that I did, and I'm working really hard with my Spectrum Noir coloring, and I'll zoom you in there a little bit. Now, I will admit that I'm really tickled with how her hair turned out. I really like that. Her dress turned out, I think, pretty good. And I used a Sakura, let me get it again. It's the same one I always use, but I like to tell you in case you're new to my channel and you haven't seen it. It's a Sakura Clear Star Jelly Roll pen, and that's what put the glitter or the glisten around her skirt. And I mean, it looks pretty intense because you're so close right now with the camera, but it's actually just enough sparkle, and it really only shows up when the light hits it, so it gives the part of the skirt that's got all these ruffles dimension, which I really liked. Because the image was so small, it was going to be very, like, next to impossible to do the different colors and get the dimension with the coloring the way I wanted. So that worked out really well for me, and I just love how this one turned out. I'm real happy. And like I said, I've really been practicing, and almost non-stop. I practiced so much yesterday that when I would go to put the lid on the marker, I would like squish it up against my hand here to push the lid on real tight. And I did it so much that my hands were sore from where I kept squishing the lids on. By the end of the night, I was like, I gotta come up with a better idea for that. But here's the first one. And I'm actually going to make some envelopes for these and maybe give them in a little gift box. Here's the second one. And, whoops, she's not in there clear. Sorry, I'm not feeling good, and I'm not seeing very well right now, which is one of the reasons I'm doing the video instead of coloring. And, I didn't realize I was out of screen. But this was another one, and it's just, I did her hair and her shirt. And what I do was I have a piece of paper cut, and it has the circle, the 2.5-inch circle cut out. And then I lay it over top of my image. That way I know that, you know, I don't have to color past here, because I don't want to waste, you know, my inks. Because, you know, eventually I'm going to have to start buying the refills for them, so I don't want to waste the parts that, you know, and coloring the parts that I'm going to cut off and throw away anyways. So she is adorable. I like how she turned out. I loved her hair. Loved the shirt and how it turned out. And because she's so young and cute, I did her little arrow there all sparkly and glittery. I glossy accented her eyes and lips, and this is one of the, I think they're called dahlias, I can't remember, but it's in the Stampin' Up! Catalog, and she had a different thing there, and I whited it out, or I didn't ink it, and I just kind of put a flower in it, and, then I just used one of these and put a glue dot underneath to hold it down, to give it, so it's got texture, and you can even, you know, pick it up if you want from the little flower, and it isn't going to go anywhere. So I was real happy with how she turned out. I feel like I'm really accomplishing more and getting better. And I did take my white gel pen. Let me zoom you back in here a little bit. I took my white gel pen and I added a few highlights to her hair with the gel pen, and then of course just a few down here on her shirt. But I think it really added a lot to her hair using that gel pen, which that was my daughter's idea. And I was so mad at her yesterday. She said, "Mom, can I try your markers?" And I was like, "Sure, you know, go ahead." And wouldn't you know it, she picks up the markers. This is why she's an artist and I'm a crafter. She's extremely talented, and it just burns my biscuits sometimes, because she picked up my markers and just like that colored this beautiful red hair on a different image. And I'm like, oh, I just wanted to smack her. I mean, it was all was highlighted perfect, and all the made me so mad. I've been working till my hands hurt, and she just zipped out the first perfect image, and it just talented people, naturally talented people, burn my biscuits because I have to work hard at it. But this is my second card, and it's not showing up very well here, but it's a light blue card base that kind of matches her shirt. And again, I do the two, and then I score it right there, and then use my score tape to put it together so they stay together well. So that's my second card. This one I believe I already showed you. It's from Little Button Stamps. Little Blue Button Stamps, excuse me. And so I'll put the link below. This was one I had already done, but I wanted 4 girl images for the pack, and I'm gonna make, like I think I already told you, I'm gonna make a box to give it in as a gift. And so this was the third image, and I just put glossy accents over the jar and just a little bit of white highlight on her dress and all that. And this is the digital paper that I printed out on glossy paper. And this is the fourth image that I did. And I was real tickled with how her hair turned out, and I'm kind of struggling with how to do puppies because of the fur and that. So I decided to make this kind of like just a plain old light white gray puppy, so that I didn't have to worry about, you know, making the fur look more realistic. And then of course the puppy's sitting in her lap, but I didn't have to color that part. And I'll zoom in here a little. Whoops, wrong way. So you can see I glossy accented her eyes, which I thought the eyes just make this such a beautiful image. And then she's got her bow, and I used my white gel pen to put polka dots on it. Gave her a purple shirt, a darker purple shirt, and then made the bow for her dog to match. So, and then I put just little white dots. Since I did it on the bow, I thought it would kind of, you know, carry it out to the end of the card. Now I am going to make my envelopes, and I know you can make plain old regular envelopes with a scoreboard or whatever, but I came up with mine, came up with my own pattern so that I could use you know, my edge punches and things. So if you'd like to see a tutorial of how I do my envelopes, because I like to put the scalloped edge across the top so that it kind of matches and pulls it all together. If you want to see a tutorial on that, just let me know and I'd be more than happy to do it for you. But I like the way that kind of pulls the card in and makes it look like the envelope matches the card. So this is what I've been up to, and I think I'm getting better, so I'm really happy. Thanks for visiting me today, guys, and happy crafting. Bye.